Hey everybody, here's the next part here. As Booker is dismounting the hooks now. I don't know what's taking me so long to dismount. I think there was another route you could go that way because there was another hook that way, but I don't know what I was doing at this point. I was just not focused. But since I'm not too far in Bioshock 2, maybe I'll do a playthrough of that game. I'm not sure, cause I could also restart, Bioshock 1 and try to do a playthrough in a difficult mode of that, but it might take hundreds of parts cause I'm weak at that game. It's totally weak. Actually, we do have to go on that other skyhook out there. I'm sorry if I'm changing the subject too much, guys. I don't know why I just over talk myself basically. And there's a cop ready to shoot at me, so I guess try to bust a cap in him, I don't know. But I just like the animations in this game, especially like with the assaults and how like the crows, look what they do to their bodies. I mean, it's just crazy. And on the PC they say the graphics are like 10 times better than the consoles or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm not a good PC gamer. I'm actually really bad. The only PC games that I do play is Fallout. So there's a fun fact. The only PC games, write this down guys, the only PC games that Club Lonely plays is Fallout and GTA Vice City, which I also might do another playthrough on that with using Fraps. But the problem with Fraps is that for me it takes up gigabytes upon gigabytes of space. Like one video 10 minutes is 100 gigs because it records in 1080p. So I just need to, I don't even know. I'm not an expert at Fraps, but if there's a way to record in something lower than that, then, like 720 or something, maybe it would be half the gigs. That's just way too many gigs, man. You can't even fit on one of my hard drives. There's so many gigs. But here we go as we continue. I still don't use the Skyline execution moves because I'm an idiot. But you can see that I'm really liking the murder of crows to the point where I just keep using it on one person, which is kind of like a waste, I also might do Black Ops multiplayer sessions, sets of Black Ops. I have a lot of goals, especially for the summertime, because I have a lot of downtime to, record and stuff, because I'm way behind on videos. Like, I was planning on having at least 1,000 by now, but I only have 400 something, so maybe let's try to get another 600 in there, But let's try. Maybe we can. But yeah. So now we get to the Monument Island. Get to the Monument Island gate. Close to it. And right now I was ready to die. I use another kinetoscope and try to get the sightseer achievement. You can consider me kind of like an achievement hunter. Like I try to get as many achievements as I can. I don't know why. I just want all my hard work in gaming to show in some. But the problem is I started off. Another fun fact is that I didn't get an Xbox 360 until like 2011 or something like that. So it took me kind of a while to get one. But right here I unlocked the ability to possess people, which is awesome. But it only lasts for like, I don't even know how long it lasts. Hold and delete to create a ghostly trap. You see these animations are kind of funny, I think in Bioshock 1 the animation was like a slideshow or something. I don't remember. But, since that was like the first game to utilize first person shooting with power tactics like that, it was amazing. It was a hybrid shooter kind of thing, kind of deal. The power that, this may seem weak to you guys, but the power that I love the most in Bioshock 1 was kinesis. I mean, I just use that all the time. It made me feel like I was important. Kinesis, I mean, the part in the tutorial when you had to catch the tennis balls. I was catching the tennis balls for at least 10 minutes. I wouldn't leave that place. It was just fun. I don't even remember if there was a set time. I just set time to catch the tennis balls. I just remember that I stayed there for a long time. It was cool. And then the kinesis in the second game has been improved from the first game. So, I was a kinesis hype But it's not in this game, surprisingly. It was in the beta version. Because, like, remember that thing that I mentioned about Charles when he got knocked off the thing and his murder pose drink was down next to him on one of these storage crates. Like, Booker used kinesis to bring it up to him, but it's not in this game. The only thing that's close to kinesis is probably bucking Bronco, but you can't bring stuff to you. You can only... Oh, right there I use execution, which I'll be using a lot later on. Yeah, bucking Bronco is like the only one, and Undertow is kind of like kinesis because you can bring enemies towards you, which I find really helpful. And you can also bring handymen towards you, which is kind of weird. Undertow must be pretty powerful. But moving on, as you can see, I'm struggling against these guys, which I've struggled a lot in. My first person shooting is awful, since I just got off of playing Fallout 3 so much. I'm not used to this. It takes me a while, like I mentioned. It's terrible. But, see me getting, I think I'm gonna die again pretty soon. And at this point, I was saying to myself, gosh, I gotta upgrade that shield. That shield's it's awful at this point, because like 1 or 2 hits on hard, it drains the whole shield health. So I was, you know, I was on the edge of my seat at this point. But like my favorite weapon is this machine gun. And I don't know why this comes in handy, but you'll see it later on when we fight the excuse me guys, for some reason when I keep talking my nose is stuffed. I don't know why, but you'll see later on that I'll use this thing called the crank gun a lot. You get it from the Motorized Patriots, and that gun is a beast. I mean, from the animations to the quality of the gun is just amazing. I mean, it's like you're using a water crank that shoots bullets. I mean, this is crazy, guys. The crank gun has to be one of the best gun inventions in any game that I've seen. I don't even know if they had an actual gun like that, but if they did, I want to try it out because it just looks nice. The crank gun. And the way that the Motorized Patriots use the gun is just crazy. The animation that they use with their arm is just cranking it like really cool. I don't know, this is weird. It's cool actually, crank gun. You'll see later on that at least 80% of the time I got a crank gun, which is awesome. Anyway, we continue on. We could continue this journey through this with his crow hand. It's kind of freaked me out at first. As you can see, I have the habit of going in the opposite direction of the arrow because I always try to look for stuff. I do that a lot in Dead Space. I just go the opposite direction because you don't know if you're gonna miss something. Especially in that game. I mean, you need ammo and health, especially if you play on impossible mode. Continuing, I look outside and I see the skyline. I immediately jump out of my seat and I'm ready to use it. But knowing me, the pack rat and the guy who wants to have all these items, I have to stop for a little while. And I noticed that they changed Father Comstock's look too, because he didn't have the beard in the beta version. And I look at the skyline, I'm like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? And I just jump on it. Then I'm like, I was literally screaming I was literally like, at this point, because it was like a roller coaster. As you can see, I didn't know what was going on at this point. And then this is when I learned that you actually have controls on the skyline, because I didn't know you could reverse and all that and throttle. So this is crazy. And then the skyline strikes are a reoccurring attack that I will use a lot. But you can see how this flows at this point. It's just amazing. The skylines just like I mentioned before, just seals the deal that this game is just great. This is great. I thought that they force you to stop before getting to like a crate like that thing, because I actually thought that Booker would run into the crate and get hurt really bad. So I tried to assassinate that guy as quickly as I can. You see there's a big drop right there, so it's like, oh my god, I gotta do this. You see how the skyline is actually moving because they're on these hovering stations or something like that. So I'm like, oh jeez. And this is the video that does get cut off, so I'm sorry about that, guys. I believe this is the video, or it might be the next one. I keep getting mixed up. It's one of these that gets cut off, and I'm really sorry about the lack of convenience, the technical difficulties that I experienced in that. But you can just see what the crows did to me. I'm like, oh my goodness.
Skyline up above.
But
get some elevation. I could probably.
since I'm like kind of scared of heights, this game, you know, gets my adrenaline pumped. You know, because he's like way up 15,000 feet in the air on a moving skyline. I mean, how crazy can that get? And I actually might do a review of this game after like the playthrough is finished, like a verdict or conclusion of what I think it is. What are my final thoughts of the game. You see, I used Murder of the Crows and came up with a Skyline Strike. So I kind of tried to distract him, try to chain a few things together, but I did that in a horrible fashion. Anyway, yeah, I might give it like a little review of this game. I'm just thinking about it because few games, you know, like I said, are just exciting these days. I mean, a lot of games are cool, but this game this game's gonna be cool for years, man. But yeah, I do think that this is the part where it gets cut off, and I'm sorry about that, guys. It's getting close to that point. I think it's when I circle around again, because I actually thought that these guys were still shooting at me, so I was shooting at them like an idiot. I don't know what I was doing that for. But yeah. And I could have just reversed, but I didn't, and I fall down, and it just not looking so good for me. But yeah, this is the part where it gets cut off. You'll just see me at the top of the tower, I think, because I didn't notice that the computer cut off, and I'm really sorry about this, guys. But if you enjoyed this part, awesome. I hope you guys like this part, and this is where it gets cut off. So, see you guys in the next part. Stay tuned, everybody.